punctuating and setting out dialogue. Ms. Robertson looked at the class's blank faces and sighed. "Okay, who remembers how to set out dialogue?" she asked. "Oh, I do," shouted out Alex. "Hands up, please," said the teacher reminded the class for the 1000th time. "Yes, Alex," she went on, thus ensuring no one would take any notice of her hands up rule since Alex got to speak anyway. "You use 66s and 99s, announced Alex smugly. "Yes, inverted commas," agreed Ms. Robertson. "But do you use doubles or singles?" shouted out Marie. "Hands up," pleaded Ms. Robertson, and then continued, "The convention is to use single inverted commas, and then if you're quoting within a quotation, you use double inverted commas. So, if I'm, say, quoting someone else, like my mother's advice to always wash your hands before preparing food, within a piece of dialogue, then I'd use double inverted commas." "How come my story came back from you with lots of double slash marks on the dialogue?" came a disgruntled voice from the back of the room. "Hands up, Chris." "Well, it's probably because you didn't start a new line when you changed speakers. Every time the speaker of dialogue changes, you have to start a new line. That way your reader knows that it's a new person speaking." "What, even if they only say one word?" said Alex, surprised. "Yes." "Doesn't that take up a lot of space?" challenged Chris. "It does, but it makes it all much clearer. It means that often you don't have to even include who is saying what, because the new line means we can work out that the other person in the conversation is now speaking. Let's face it, reading he said or she said again and again gets really boring. Another thing you might not know is that if your piece of dialogue goes over a paragraph, then you don't put in your final quotation marks until the very end of the passage. You still put in the inverted commas at the beginning of the new paragraph to remind your reader that this is still someone speaking, but you wait until the end of their speech before you put in the end inverted commas. Then we know that the person has finished speaking. "So is that it?" asked Marie. "Almost. The only other thing is that before you put in your end inverted comma, you need to punctuate the sentence with a full stop, exclamation mark, question mark, or comma. If you are not going to add more to the sentence, like inquired Richard or something like that, then just use the appropriate punctuation for the end of the sentence and add your inverted comma. However, if you are going to add to the sentence, then turn your full stop into a comma and use lowercase for the next word after your quotation to show it's still the same sentence. You may well find that the computer automatically turns your lowercase into uppercase if you use a question mark and forget to put in the end quotation mark after it. This is really annoying as you have to go back and change it to lowercase and add in your inverted comma. If you put the inverted comma in the right place at the right time, you should be fine. Remember, it goes straight after the dialogue's final punctuation. Don't leave a space or it will think it's quoting the next thing you write and turn the wrong way. It will be a 6 instead of a 9, smiled the teacher. Now, let's do a quick test to see if you've all got the idea. "What?" shouted out the whole class. "Yes, stop being such wimps. I've got a Kahoot, which will help you learn this really easily."